Hey guys, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. My name is DeLadysigner, and today we're back with our albino zoo. Who would have thought? I really do apologize for the delay, but hopefully you guys are happy with this next episode. Look at this little one. Oh, you're so adorable. How are our animals doing, first of all? That's definitely a good question. I think we have... Okay, let's have a quick look. Who do we have here? We have Yoda, who is an elderly. We have Kushala, who is expecting offspring in September year 14, so that's this year. And then we have Mukwuru, who is a young adult, so there is offspring on their way. And we have Joda that is... no, we're just gonna leave Joda in here, of course. I think that's totally fine. As long as we're getting offspring, I think that's just perfect. So just to be sure, we have 3 prairie dogs in here, right? Yes, we do. And 1 expecting offspring. Okay, perfect. So this is going really well. And that is hopefully going to attract some more visitors in here. And let's have a quick look at our capybaras, because today we're going to work on the indoor habitat and hopefully also the building. Like, I do really... Hey, you bastard. I do really want to make sure that this building is also done, because we obviously want to make sure that we have like this nice view here towards the build. Why are these people stuck? What's going on? It's a little bit busy here. Maybe a too narrow path, something like that. Well, it is flowing. I guess it's all right. But yeah, we want to have a nice view right over here, of course, and we also want to make sure if we just walk all the way up here. Hi, cutie. Oh, you're so pretty. Oh yeah, you're pooping. Of course you're pooping. And then I also want to make sure that we have an indoor habitat, because this is so super plain. We need to work on that. So that's the challenge for today. But before we go and start building, if you're still looking for any Planet Zoo packs, or maybe you want to jump into Jurassic World Evolution 3, Planet Coaster 2, Prehistoric Kingdom, Manor Lords, Farming Simulator, or any other game, our channel is sponsored by Instant Gaming, and via their website you can get a really great discount on all of these fantastic games. And by buying via their website, you will get a great discount, and you will also be supporting the channel. You can find a link in the description of this video and in the pinned message of the comment section, so you can easily find it. Now, without further talking, let's go and finish this capybara habitat. Now, before we go and talk about everything that we're going to build in this habitat, of course, if you guys enjoy this Albino City Zoo franchise mode series, then please do consider to leave a like and let me know in the comments down below. And if you're new to the channel, welcome here. My name is DeLadysigner, and please do make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of my Planet Zoo content that I'm creating. So as you can tell, we are working on the glass roof, I wanted to say dome, that we're going to add on top of this building. I talked about that in the previous episode as well. Like, I really want to play with the natural light coming from the rooftop inside of this building. Now, this is going to give us some challenges later on when we're going to like decorate the roof itself. Like, it's a really uncommon shape, so it's kind of challenging, but I'm super happy with the end result. So definitely stick with me if you're curious to see the end result. Talking about that, like, if you do not want to listen to me rambling when we're looking at the speed build video, then you can obviously always use the timestamps in the description of this video to jump to other sections of this video. Like right now, we are going to work on the exterior and the roof of the building, and then later on I will show you guys the exterior, and then we will also be working on the interior, the backstage area, and of course like this really beautiful tropical area that we're going to build inside of this building, of course, which I'm super excited to share with you guys. Now for this zoo and for this build, we are obviously going for this really classical city zoo architecture, and I really want this to resonate inside of the building as well. So we're going for this really beautiful architecture, and then later on we're going to decorate it like really heavily with a lot of tropical stuff. And yeah, the end result, as I just said, I'm just super happy with. So I really am super curious to hear your thoughts about that as well, of course. But yeah, we're going for this city zoo vibe, but I do want to make sure that it doesn't feel per se super old, even though it's like old classical theme. So yeah, I'm not going to play around too much with it, to let go a little bit of that, because I've been using that a lot, and it definitely does make your buildings feel a lot more realistic. But it doesn't always have to be like that. I mean, you can also have buildings that are really well maintained. So yeah, I am not going to overdo it this time with all the decals, I guess. Now, while you guys watch when I continue working on this building, I do want to talk a little tiny bit about Jurassic World Evolution 3, because I do know that some of you have been asking, like, why didn't I create any content so far about Jurassic World Evolution 3? Like, I've been to the Frontier Studios a few weeks ago, which was really amazing, and I feel super honored that they invited me to be there. I was actually also hoping to see, apart from Rudy Rankimmel, to see some more Planet Zoo players, because I was really hoping that they would like try to get more Planet Zoo content creators in there because of the overlap of the game. But that also did make me feel like very pressured, not in a bad way. Like, I'm definitely not blaming Frontier for this, but as you guys may know, I've been struggling a little bit with I've been struggling with my mental health over the past few months, I think almost a year at this point, and my creativity have been going on and off due to that. Like, when you're stressed, overworked, burned out, I don't know how to call it, but being creative in a game is like pretty hard, and I'm feeling very happy that I was able to finish this episode over the past few weeks. But yeah, it's really challenging, and I could really tell with Jurassic World Evolution 3 while I had early access that I just felt so pressured, because I felt like, okay, all eyes are on me as a Planet Zoo content creator, and now I need to make beautiful things in this game, and I just really wasn't feeling it. I got so stressed when I had the game, when I had my hands on the game, and I just didn't know what to do. I just completely blacked out, and I was like, okay, I'm just not able to do it. I need to let go of this pressure. I need to let go of expectations of me going to make amazing things in this game, because I just wasn't able to do it. Like, I really stressed out, and I was like, I thank you so much, Frontier, for this opportunity, but I'm just not able to do it. So I need to just let go of that game for now and just go back to what hopefully is going to make me a little bit more zen again, and go and work on Planet Zoo, which we are doing right now. So yeah, I do really hope you guys understand and accept my apologies that I just wasn't able to get into Jurassic World Evolution 3. Is that due to the game not being my thing, or the game being bad or whatnot? I don't even dare to say. Like, I do dare to say that I had some struggles with the controls, because Jurassic World Evolution 3 has different controls than Planet Zoo, and you can kind of tell that it's made for a console. So yeah, some options, some buttons, or some ways of building do feel like you are clicking a lot more often than you are doing in Planet Zoo. So yeah, that did frustrate me a little bit, but it's a beautiful game. I didn't run into any bugs, and the waterfall too was amazing. So yeah, when it comes down to that, the game definitely looks amazing and very promising, but I can tell, like, from the moment that I was at the Frontier Studios and I was just looking at the game for the very first time, I had my hands on the game for the very first time, I struggled with the controls, but I also was like, how am I gonna make habitats for these huge animals, because most of these dinosaurs are just a lot bigger than the animals that we are used to. Like, how often do I create a habitat for elephants, for example? So it kind of felt like I am really the type of Planet Zoo player that really enjoys like going into the small little details, and the scale for Jurassic World Evolution feels just so much bigger. So I'm not entirely sure yet how I will feel about that, because I wasn't really able to really try that out. But I do know that that felt like a pretty a struggle in my head, being like, I just don't know how to start, or how do I create something for these bigger animals. So yeah, that was definitely something that I noticed. Again, I'm not saying it's a bad game. I can't really tell. I was not in the game for that long enough. So I'm just going to excuse myself, and hopefully there will be a later time this year that I will be able to jump back into the game and just try everything out and see. And I'm just super curious if there are people out there watching this video right now. Are you a Planet Zoo player? Are you playing Jurassic World Evolution 3? How are you guys feeling? What do you guys think about the game so far, especially as a Planet Zoo player? I'm just super curious to hear your experience and your thoughts about that. Okay, enough about Jurassic World Evolution 3, but now you guys do know why I have not been uploading anything of Jurassic World Evolution 3. And I do hope you guys understand. So what you probably just saw a few minutes ago was me struggling a lot with the pathing. And I don't know if you guys did notice it, but I was struggling so much. And I just didn't realize there was a glass panel in between. I was like, why is this not connecting? Why is its path not doing what I want it to do? And then I realized, like, gosh, there's still a glass panel in between. And I just didn't realize that soon enough. But what I really tried to do here is create a viewing platform that feels a little bit more narrow. So we are using the 4-meter wide path, but as you can see, there's like this arch in the middle. And I just really like that. And like coming back to what I just said with Jurassic World Evolution 3, like making smaller things, making it more real. I mean, like a 4-meter wide path doesn't always have to be a 4-meter wide path if you look at zoos realistically. So I do really like how this is looking and how narrow this feels. It still works in the game, at least for the amount of people that I have in my zoo right now. So I'm super happy with that. And I'm going to use the extra space here for adding some benches and just some decorating purposes. Some of the murals, I think they're called, from the was it actually from the tropical pack? I'm actually not entirely sure, because we also have the Arctic murals. Well, maybe they were from the Arctic pack then. That could definitely be a thing, but it's been such a long time ago. Like, it's crazy to actually think that Planet Zoo is almost 6 years old. And if you look at SteamDB, it's actually really nice to see still thousands of people still playing this game every weekend. That's only Steam. Like, we cannot see the amount of players on the console edition, but it's just really amazing. It's fantastic to see that. I think especially Planet Zoo is really still one of the best performing games for Frontier development. So I can only hope that that will eventually promises something for the future of the game. But we will have to wait and see about that. Like, it's been quite a long time since the last time that we saw a DLC for Planet Zoo. And I know that with the Frontier visits that I had over the past few weeks, that a lot of people were asking, like, did you see anything for Planet Zoo? Have you seen anything for Planet Zoo too? And I seriously wish I did, because I just love this game so much and so deeply. So if there would be any pack or DLC coming our way for this game, I would be so excited for it. And yes, I totally agree, it's been way too long. Although with my mental health struggles the past year, I know I've not been building too much with the latest packs, which is not due to the packs. It was just me struggling with creativity, not knowing exactly what to do. So I kind of still feel like I still have a lot to discover with the latest packs, I guess. But we're just gonna work on City Zoo for now. And who knows, maybe we will jump back into Eagle Island Park, because I still want to add the Bornean pygmy elephants on there. Like I would absolutely love to add these animals in there, but everything just should go over time. Like, I should not pressure myself. So whenever there will be a new episode of Albino Zoo, there will be a new episode of Albino Zoo. And if I feel like creating anything for a different zoo, like, I didn't abandon any of those zoos, maybe only my city zoo, and I kind of feel like it's just so big, and I sometimes just feel like, oh, I want to go back, and then I open the park and then I feel like, oh no, I just don't know what to do. So that's still a struggle. City Zoo is still a struggle. I love it. And I guess that's why we are now working on this Albino Zoo, so we can work on a City Zoo, but with all the new pieces and all the new options. And I think that's just great. So this series also probably resembles my love for my old City Zoo that we did back in the days. But let's quickly talk a little bit more about the build. I apologize for talking about other things in between. I'm still a little bit nervous every time that I do this. I don't know why. It's always been so long in between all these episodes. So I do really just hope that you guys enjoy it and that you guys don't notice that I'm just, I don't know, super stressed doing these things, even though I really do enjoy it. But I always feel like I don't want to say weird things or stupid things or sound dumb. I don't know. But yeah, as you could tell, I was actually using the same dome roof from the building that we did earlier, from the Prairie Dog building. And I kind of just felt, but I will talk about that in a bit as well when I show you guys around. But I really just felt like that was the most easy way of doing the roof here, because it is such an interesting shape and quite difficult to actually do something else with maybe tile roof pieces, for example. So I kind of just feel like for the style that we're going for, it definitely works best to just use that dome roof here as well. And especially for the region that we are working on, I think it just blends in perfectly. But don't worry, we're definitely not going to use the same roof style and the same building style over and over again. I really want to keep the variation into this series and just try new things and yeah, try other ways with especially new pieces. Like when I look back at the City Zoo series that we did years ago, we didn't have, for example, these amazing Indonesian temple pieces. Like, they're just so fantastic for this style. So that's why this really triggers me to create beautiful City Zoo buildings with all of these new pieces. I think that's just fantastic. The only thing, what I still feel like especially the classical theme building, and if you look at the railing from the bridge as well, like, it really feels so big and so huge. So that's my only issue here. When it comes down to all these pieces, like a scaling option like you have in Planet Coaster 2 or in Jurassic World Evolution 3 would be just so amazing for that. So the last thing that we're doing right now is adding a capybara statue. And I do have to admit, at this point, I was thinking to add I'm not sure. I think it's an albino Baird tapir or leucistic Baird tapir. At least I want to add the Baird tapir in this habitat. So I really started to focus on how I was able to implement these animals in here. But the only thing I did wrong was not paying too much attention to the habitat size. But we will talk about that in a later stage, I guess. So let's just jump over to real-time lady to show you guys around. So we're not done yet, but we do have already pretty much the outside. I think I only need to work a little bit on the back side of the building, but I wasn't really planning to do this dome. I honestly wanted to do a completely different roof, but when I show you guys the inside, you will probably see why I chose this more easy way to go for. So we can go here through the building, through the entrance, I wanted to do something with those. It was a little bit challenging because I wasn't quite sure how to do it with glass, and then I found these glass doors itself and I was like, okay, perfect, we're just gonna use that. I am planning to have an extra animal in this habitat. And the reason for that is because we can. We can actually combine the capybara, but we don't have any statues for it. But I didn't add them just yet. We have, waiting in our training center, we have the Baird's Tapir. The only thing is, they're quite old. So I just found this younger one on the market. So that's just perfect. Hopefully I'm able to find a female, and else I do hope that we are able to get some offspring. I'm gonna try it with these two older ones, but if it's not gonna work out, oh my goodness, yeah, we don't have to worry about the capybaras. He's about to have offspring. But the interior we still need to do. This is going to be a tapir sign. So I initially started with these capybara signs, and now I started adding the tapirs as well. So we have a tapir on this side as well. Just to give a little bit of a tapir vibe, even though this is realistically like the habitat was built for the capybaras, and then later on the tapirs were added. So it's not like super bad to only have the capybara sign at the entrance. I don't really mind that, even though I would love to have some statues. But yeah, okay, this is the roof, and as you can tell, the roof is quite complicated, but this is what I had in mind. And I just had no idea how to do it from the roof side. I could do like this, but I don't really think that this is a nice front. So that's where I came to the idea that I wanted to add the dome here and just integrate it a tiny little bit here. So I guess it works. It's not like super smooth, but I think it works like this. And now the front is looking very nice. I wanted to actually repaint this or recolor this in a different color, but that I wasn't able to, or at least not. Like, you need to select all the pieces for it, but I can't do it like this. So I was like, okay, never mind. It's okay. I will just deal with this. But that's why the roof, because the roof from the top also looks a little bit wonky, but I guess this works. So the edges here and the edges here. So all I want to do is like have this railing all the way to here. Probably gonna have some more windows here in the roof. And then just close it all off. No windows on the side, I think, because it was just too complicated. I was able to add the staff building in here. Keeper building is probably going to end up right over here, somewhere in the backstage area. But I guess this already looks so much better. And I just love, like, the building does look different. Even though it's like the same style, it does look different, has a different shape. We have these glass windows here. I think it works really nice. Just look at this. Isn't that awesome? So yeah, I'm really happy with the building so far. But yeah, we still have a lot of work to do because I want to transform this in like a really beautiful tropical area with water and a lot of plants and trees, like really tropical. And then here we're gonna have a backstage area. So we have a lot of work still to do, but I'm ready for it. I hope you guys are too. Let's just go and continue building. So we're going to start with the backstage area, and the first thing I wanted to do was get this limestone tunnel, which is going to function as the passage, or how you call that, the walk-through area for the capybaras. I also did use this tunnel shape, I have no idea how else to call it, on the other side. So I thought it would just be a great idea to also use it here. We are going to use the same kitchen that we also created for the black-tailed prairie dog habitat because we can, why not? And yeah, the design or like the theme of these backstage areas are pretty much always the same like I do, only the shape is a little bit different. Like I did start with adding the keeper gate in the middle, so we are able to use the small little gate. And at this point in time, I actually didn't realize that the keeper hut is still on the outside of this building. So when I pretty much had everything finished, I was like, oh shoot, I still have the keeper hut. So yeah, what I'm building right now is not how it will look later on at the end with the final tour. But you guys get the idea, and I just really do like it because we are able to use like the small little fences for this habitat because of the capybara, and even the tapir, they only need like a 1 meter high fencing, so it works really well for that. And I don't know, it just feels very nice and open and almost a little bit cute and cozy, if we can call it that way. So yeah, we are just pretty much using most of the Backstage props that I used to upload to the Steam Workshop. Like, we also did create a lot of these blueprints in the Tropical Franchise Mode series that we did, so I just really love to reuse all these blueprints. So you can obviously find them and download them yourself as well from the Steam Workshop. I had to like double check the Steam Workshop when I started recording this part of the video, because I was like, did I actually upload everything to the Steam Workshop? Like, did I not forget about anything? But I didn't. Thank goodness I didn't. You guys even use the black-tailed prairie dog habitat a lot, so I'm super happy with that and super happy to hear everyone is so happy to be able to use it. So I'm just super curious because this one is a little bit more complicated, but I'm curious to hear if you guys would like to use this capybara habitat, or maybe only want to use the building for your own zoo. So please do let me know in the comments down below if you do want to use this for your own zoos. So we are going to start with that little water section that I mentioned in the middle of the habitat. Now, it's a little bit like hard to do so because it's a very tiny area and I really want to make it super cozy and narrow and small, but it still all has to work. I was playing around a little bit with the bubbles and the mist, but no, it just doesn't feel super natural. So even though I do like using mist, and maybe I actually didn't use it in the end, but maybe I should now add just the VFXs itself now that I think of it. So maybe we will try to do that in the next episode. But yeah, I'm super excited for this area. Now we are going to use the same hot tub, puddles, pools, I'm not really sure how to call them, from the outside as well for the inside, even though we're going to change it a lot. Like, we need to make it work for the indoor habitat as well to make sure that the traversable area works. But yeah, it's gotta be a capybara spa at the indoor area as well. And we are going to make sure that there is going to be tropical foliage pretty much everywhere in this habitat. Now, what is really cool is that, like what we have with the viewing gallery where the benches are placed, we also have these little openings on the other side, and I'm going to take advantage with that. So we're going to use that to add like tropical plants and all. And as soon as I started to add like the first tree or whatnot, I realized like I need to do something with the back side as well. So I was like, oh, you know what? It's actually really cool to use is like these panels with the plants. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's with the conservation pack or something. And those panels just work super well to decorate the walls with and to have that as some kind of backdrop. So I'm just super happy with that. And yeah, we don't have that many like small tropical trees. We do have a lot of plants, but not like the trees. Like, I do love the ponytail trees and like the ferns and all, but there's not that much you can fit in here. So we do end up like using the same tropical plants that we're pretty much always using. But obviously I do hope like with how we place them, it still feels new for you guys, and it's inspiring you guys to do something similar, or how you can use these pieces in your own zoos. But yeah, it works super well if you ask me. Now obviously we want to try to avoid having this all like one flat habitat, so having a little bit of different height elevations would work super well for this habitat to make it a little bit more interesting, like not only having like these little peek throughs here and there, especially on the edges, like with the palm trees on the left side, side. I will also be using some higher trees on the right side. So these will be more peek throughs. And then if you're standing in the middle of the viewing gallery, you are able to look at the left side with the spa, and then also to the right side, where we're also going to build another spa, but that's going to be on a higher elevated level. And it was a little bit risky when I started to build that, but I wanted to make it like a different shape from the round shape that we're having on the left side. So it's more like a square shape. And then we're going to have like 2 hot tabs on that side. And then there's going to be like this little pathway of these little staircases that is going over the water level pretty much all the way to the middle / the left side of this water area. And it was really tricky because it's super hard as soon as you place down the wrong rocks or anything a little bit too close. Like some trees do hurt the traversable area and some trees don't. So it was a little bit tricky, but in the end I was able to actually make a working and functioning pathway with all these little staircases, and just make sure to put them down all the way, and then still make sure that the water was actually functioning as well, so the capybara is able to swim from the left side to even the right side, which is like super narrow. But I'm just so happy that it all worked out how I wanted to. So yeah, even though everything is from the same materials that we use on the outside with the same tropical rocks and colors and all, it all still feels super different and it works just super well. The only thing that I was like, it's like the water is really tiny. So I'm super happy that it works, but it was really hard because of the little staircase that I had to close everything off down as well, because I think you right now even see a capybara deep diving. Not entirely sure if they would be able to deep dive right now how it looks. I even wanted to add like a little a waterfall on the right side where you will have like the raised level with the hot tabs, and then there will be like water floating down pretty much along the edges. But I don't know, it just didn't really work, or it didn't really feel right. So I just ended up with a little stream that is just ending up in the water, and I guess that already looks super nice and super natural, and it works even though it's not a little waterfall. Now I am covering like the walls a tiny little bit with some rocks, and then I realized like, oh wait, but I'm not able to add the hot tabs coming out of the walls. That was my initial thought, but I was like, oh, I don't think that actually works. You need to add them separately. But now that I think of it, maybe I should have tried a little bit harder. But in the end, it's all good. Like it's super nice. I had some problems with like placing down the hot tabs in the beginning, so I wasn't entirely sure if I was even able to squeeze in 2 of them. But in the end, it worked, and I'm just super happy with how it all is looking. Now, the only downside is, like what I just said with the traversable area, I wasn't able to add like these small little acrylic rocks or these African beams to make sure that it all feels a little bit more rough and more natural. I really need to pay attention to this traversable area to make it all work. But in the end, I'm actually not even missing these beams and acrylic rocks if you don't pay attention to it, that is. You can even already see with the speed build that the capybaras are just able to walk everywhere. Like I had to unpause the game just because of the VFXs and all. You see me struggle with the waterfall VFXs quite some time, and then I'm just like, oh no, it's just gonna be a stream. And later on I'm going to like cover the top of the stream with a lot of plants, like these wall plants. I'm not sure, they're from the tropical pack, I think. These plants just add that extra touch of tropical foliage in this habitat. It's quite insane how much of a difference these plants make, and I really wish Frontier would add more of these wall plants in the game, because they just open up this completely new world of being able to decorate your habitats on a different level, like on your walls and all. I think it works super well. And also like the big log at the edge of the water. I'm not really sure if it was actually in the speed build, but when I just tried that out, I was like, oh no, this is going to be way too big. That's not going to fit in this habitat. And I was so happy when I realized that it is, because it's like a super nice and fun edge to use for this small little pool, just adding that extra wooden detail in this habitat, and it makes it feel more realistic in a way. So yeah, I'm really happy that it works, and also not hurting the traversable area, although that doesn't count for the tapir. But you will see that at the end of this video when I show you guys around. Like, we've been playing around with the tapir and just see how we are able to fit that in, and just didn't work how I wanted to. But yeah, as you can see right now, I'm using all these plants at the walls, and man, this whole area just transformed. Also, something I wanted to mention, like I have extra lights at these archways at the backside. I added some extra lights, and I still haven't tried it to see how this habitat looks at nighttime. I think we even turned off the nighttime, but just having lights there is probably giving such a different extra dimension to this habitat. So I feel like so I do feel like whenever we go and play this one for the next episode, we should definitely try to look at this habitat at night, just to see how those lights at the backdrop are actually working and giving this extra vibe to the habitat. But okay, enough talking. Let's just go to Real Life Lady to show you guys around in this habitat, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. I seriously can't believe that it's finally done after so many weeks. But I did it. I finished the capybara / tapir habitat. I really hope this is going all right, because the amount of space is kind of critical, but I think that's also due to the fact that these little capybaras take some space. So I feel like we need to do something. But before we do that, let's just go inside. Is this big enough? Yes, it is. High enough. We probably need some barriers here to make sure that they're not clipping through the walls. Here we go. I'm really happy with the end result. It took me a lot of sweat and tears, especially with the traversable area, but I really like it. It's a really nice blend with the city zoo vibe, the architecture, together with like this tropical foliage. It's small, it's narrow, it's exactly, I think, how you would see it in real life. We have, I told you guys it was supposed to be a spa, so we definitely created this really tropical spa here. Oh man, this looks so good. Oh my goodness, the tapir is huge. Okay, quickly, let's just check these. Oh, no, I should finish the tour first. But yeah, so we have some hot taps here, we have some hot taps there. I kind of feel like we maybe should rotate that one a little tiny tad. But these arches work super well as well. Okay, tapirs are here. Oh my goodness, can they walk? They're really unhappy. Oh my goodness, social welfare issues. The terrain. Okay, they're probably not able to walk here. Oh no. Okay, that's really bad. I wonder if this is going to... Okay, wait, we need to unpause. We definitely want to avoid getting... Oh no, this is not gonna work. If I delete it, just to see what the traversable area does. Okay, no, it's already here. There's an issue right over here. Oh my goodness, what would it be? Is it the tree? Could be the tree. Is that like aligning? Oh no. Oh goodness. Is that changing anything? Okay, it's helping it a little bit, but this log. Oh no. Okay, maybe I need to change the idea of adding the tapirs in here. They're just too big. Like, oh, man. Oh, that's such a pity. But I think if you look at everything that is already inside here, like the capybara, I was expecting them to be a little bit smaller, just as big as the tapirs. Or the capybara, so they would not... Oh, no. Are you kidding me? Oh, no. There's offspring on its way. Okay, let me just quickly show the backstage area. It's nothing really different from the other backstage area like we did with the prairie dog. It's bigger, so that works. It's a lot bigger. I actually renamed this one to Special Little Chocolate. I don't know. I saw him walking around. Is it her? Him, yeah. I saw him walking around and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna call you Super Special Little Chocolate. It's really the only capybara here that is brown now. Oh, I love it. Okay, so we already have 12 in here and 1 pregnant capybara. Okay, we can just give the whole habitat contraceptives. Yeah, and using contraceptives, expecting offspring. We need to do something. This is crazy. Like, how old? Rose Maria, how old are you? You are 0.7. It's like, oh no. No. Are you seriously going to die here in the burrow? That would be so sad. But it can take some time still. I'm not really sure. Like, we have the slowest aging turned on. Oh, you're so beautiful. Just one more time. Enjoying this cutie. Okay, what was that? Because you're about to die? You died inside of the burrow and then right away got boxed? Oh my goodness, you kidding me? But now that we're here, okay, wait. Adult habitat species. Oh, I'm so disappointed about the tapirs, but I should have known. But yeah, okay, silly me. We actually have... What are these names? What? Huh? That is weird. We have 4 of these little ones. What is that? I didn't do this. Like, that's not a misspelling or whatsoever. Wovoka, Bimisi. The names Hoopy Pahati. What is this? But they're so cute. They're all walking around together. Look at them. They're just grouping up. Oh, that's so adorable, isn't it? Oh, they're so tiny. We have 4 of these guys. And today when I checked the market, there are not that many on the market. So I might actually be lucky that the prairie dog hype train of the albinos is done now, so I can actually sell them for some conservation credits, even though we have quite some conservation credits already, so it's not really a super priority, but still, I just like the idea, I guess. Oh my goodness, we have offspring in here. We have tons of offspring in here. I really need to think about the tapirs, because how are we gonna do this? Like, I really like my habitat and I feel like I don't want to ruin it, but how am I able to get them here without removing this? Like, they can't even swim here. Well, I'm not sure about the tapir. Like, the tapir, let me just quickly check if this habitat would be pretty big enough. Like, if I move them all the way to, I think it's too small, but let's just see. Yeah, no. The habitat is just really not made for the tapir. Like, it can't even access the water here, unfortunately. So, yeah, you are going back to the training center. It is really cool to see all the capybaras swim here. Am I able to combine the capybara with any other animal that I also have a leucistic, or... I think they both have a cystic or albino version. However, the monkeys are going to escape. Like, yeah, the fencing are not made for monkeys, unfortunately. And I think the giant anteater is also way too big. So, yeah, no. We're not going to do that, unfortunately. Oh man, do I love this habitat. But okay, it is a pity that I'm not able to do anything here with a tapir. So I probably just need to remove all of these signs here because I thought, oh, it's gonna be fun. We're just gonna have some tapirs in here, all good. But no. Oh, I can't even click that one. Oh, it's alright. It's alright. We're just going to wrap this up here. It was a nice attempt at the tapirs in here, but it gives us another reason to build another habitat. I'm not sure if that will be the next one. I'm just super curious to hear what animal, albino or leucistic, would you like to see in the next episode? Like, what do you think would fit? I'm not per se going for the continents approach, so not really sure if it really matters, but we have capybaras here, prairie dogs here. What animal shall we build a habitat for next? What do you think would fit around this area? Let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like at this video if you guys enjoyed it, and subscribe, of course, if you haven't already, and let me know if you guys are enjoying this series, even though I'm not uploading as much as I want to. I really hope you guys are enjoying this series. Thank you all so much for watching, and I really do hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye guys!